The town of Hawkins, Indiana, is shrouded in a blanket of darkness. A fine mist rolls through the dense forest, clinging to the trees like a ghostly veil. It's a place where secrets are buried deep, where the quiet surface of suburban life hides something far more sinister. Tonight, that something is about to break free. High above the town, a sprawling complex hums with a nervous energy. This is Hawkins National Laboratory, a place of scientific ambition and veiled intentions. Inside, sterile white corridors stretch out under the cold glare of fluorescent lights. A lone scientist, a man in a crisp white lab coat, walks with an air of urgency. His footsteps echo a stark sound in the otherwise quiet facility. He reaches a heavy steel door, swipes a keycard, and enters an elevator. As the doors slide shut, he looks uneasy, as if descending into the very heart of a storm. The elevator stops, opening into a vast, subterranean chamber. A massive, circular machine dominates the space, a web of wires and steel pulsing with an unnatural energy. This is the rift, a gateway to another dimension. It glows with an eerie, otherworldly light, a tear in the fabric of reality. The scientist approaches his face a mixture of fear and fascination. But he's not alone. A low growl echoes from the shadows, a sound that doesn't belong in this world. The scientist freezes. He turns, his eyes wide with terror, just as the lights begin to flicker violently. The alarm blares, a deafening shriek that rips through the lab. A guttural roar fills the air, and then silence. The scientist is gone. The only thing left is a dark stain on the pristine floor and the terrifying hum of the open rift. Meanwhile, miles away from the chaos unfolding at the lab, 4 friends are gathered in a cozy basement. Mike, Dustin, Lucas, and Will are deep in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. The room is a sanctuary of childhood, adorned with posters of sci-fi movies and shelves overflowing with books. Their campaign has reached its climax. The Demogorgon, a creature of immense power, has appeared. The boys argue over their next move, their voices filled with the pure, unadulterated passion of the game. Mike, the Dungeon Master, sets the scene with dramatic flair. The GC roll and the fate of their characters hangs in the balance. Will makes a desperate move, casting a fireball spell. But the roll is low. The Demogorgon gets him. The game ends and the boys, defeated but still buzzing with excitement, pack up. It's late and their parents are calling. Lucas and Dustin are the first to leave. Riding their bikes into the cool night air, Will is the last to go. He says goodbye to Mike, promising to see him tomorrow. As he pedals his bike down the familiar, winding road, the night seems to take on a different quality. The streetlights cast long, dancing shadows. The forest on either side of the road feels deeper, darker. Will's bike light cuts a small, brave path through the gloom. He races Lucas and Dustin, a friendly competition under the stars. I'll take your X-Men 134, he shouts, a playful challenge lost to the wind. He wins the race, and a triumphant smile crosses his face as he pedals onto the lonely stretch of road leading to his home. But the feeling of victory is his bike light begins to flicker erratically. Confused, he slows down, tapping the light, trying to fix it. That's when he sees it. Standing in the middle of the road, silhouetted against the darkness, is a figure. It's tall, impossibly thin, with long, spindly limbs and a featureless head. It's a silhouette of pure nightmare. Terror seizes Will. He swerves violently, losing control of his bike and tumbling into a ditch. He scrambles to his feet, heart pounding in his chest. He abandons his bike and runs. He sprints through the dark woods, branches scratching at his face, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He doesn't look back. He can't. He just runs, fueled by a primal fear he has never known. He bursts out of the woods and into his own backyard. The house is dark. His mom and brother aren't home yet. He fumbles with the lock, his hands shaking, and finally gets the door open. He slams it shut behind him, leaning against it, trying to catch his breath. He peers through the peephole, but there's nothing there. Just the quiet, empty street. He chain locks the door, a small measure of security against the unknown horror outside. He moves through the quiet house, calling for his mom, his voice small and trembling. He peeks out the living room window, and then he sees it again. The creature. It's outside, its grotesque form visible for just a second through the sheer curtains. The lights in the house begin to flicker, Just as they did at the lab, the dog, Chester, starts barking frantically at the door. Will runs to the phone, his hands shaking so badly he can barely dial 911. The line is dead, filled with a strange, static-filled screeching. The sound seems to come from everywhere at once. He drops the phone and looks toward the front door. The chain lock begins to slide, unlocking on its own. A wave of cold dread washes over him. He knows he can't stay here. He flees out the back door, running for the small, dilapidated shed in the yard. It's his fort, his castle, a place he's always felt safe. He slams the shed door shut, grabbing a shotgun from the wall. It's his dad's, and he knows how to use it. He loads a shell, a metallic click echoing in the terrifying silence. He points the gun at the door, his small frame trembling. Outside, the world seems to hold its breath. The only sound is the frantic barking of the dog. Inside the shed, Will waits. The single light bulb hanging from the ceiling begins to glow with an intense, unnatural brightness. It flickers faster and faster, a strobe effect illuminating the terror on Will's face. The light gets brighter and brighter until it's almost blinding. A low, guttural sound vibrates through the wooden walls. Will screams. The light bulb explodes in a shower of sparks, plunging the shed into absolute darkness. And then, as suddenly as it began, it's over. The shed is silent. The door is closed. The gun lies on the floor, but Will Byers is gone. He has vanished without a trace, swallowed by the night. He has been taken to a place of shadows and decay, a place of cold and silence. He is in the upside down. It's a dark, twisted reflection of his own world, a dimension of living nightmare. The air is thick with floating, ash-like spores, and the ground is covered in strange, pulsating vines. The familiar shape of his own home is there, but it's a decaying, monstrous version. This is where the creature lives, and this is where Will's long, terrifying journey has just begun. Back in Hawkins, a mother will soon discover her son is missing, a police chief will begin an investigation that defies all logic, and 3 young boys will refuse to give up hope, embarking on a quest that will change their lives in their small town forever. The vanishing of Will Byers is just the beginning. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the first moments of Stranger Things, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment from this episode is. We'll see you in the next video.